Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Hope you're all doing well today. Episode 57, Big Wins, Small Blessings? Or is it Small Wins, Big Blessings? I'm Christine Bernard, stress management coach, and much more. And I'm excited to bring episode 57 to you today. If you're just joining us in this series, it's okay. And you might want to go back to the beginning, which started in December on my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see all the episodes in the Ripple Effect of Love for Dads and Families. So it's really nice to be able to take a moment, take a nice deep breath, relax our shoulders, and exhale. And to just focus on, our minds. I'm just going to do a little detour here. Our minds often focus on what's not going right, what isn't working, this critical part of our mind. And if we go back to when we were little, did your parents keep telling you, don't do this, don't do that, do it this way, do it that way? Well, that could be why your brain is wired that way. Is it a possibility? It certainly is, because somebody's brain that has been wired with, you've got this, you're amazing, will have a different outlook on life. I'm not saying they will not be critical. I am saying that there are more chances of them being aligned with less criticism, less self-judgment. If you're raised with families and communities where that is kind of excessive, the odds of you being aligned to that way of being is higher. So as we take a deep breath in, maybe I triggered something in you and we just need to release that. Snap, tapping gently on the sternum, relax the shoulders and exhale. Anything that has stressed you out today, or if I triggered something in what I said, or if you don't quite agree with me, and you're allowed not to agree with me. I do not have all the truth, and that's for sure. I am, like everybody else, on a journey of self-discovery, of discovering my inner wisdom, my self-love, more than all the rest that I have been dealt in my own journey. My experiences have brought me here. And the fact that I was able to get out of being sick all the time and really non-functioning in 2017, 2018, 2019. By 2020, things were going much better. And what I was doing was releasing, and releasing. Transforming, if you prefer, changing things up, shifting things, transmuting. There are so many different words that are used. And if you listen to Gabor Mate, releasing the traumas so that I can create a new reality for myself. Now, is it a new reality or a new perspective on reality, right? There's still things going on around the world, but it's how I deal with them that has changed hugely, hugely. I still remember the morning where I came down the stairs. That was probably in 2020. And all of a sudden I thought, hey, this is going to be a good day. Now, I hadn't had a good day in a long time. And my thoughts were always negative on my way down the stairs to the kitchen for breakfast, always. And I was not aware of it until I started becoming aware of it. And once I was aware of it, I was able, with the EFT, emotional freedom techniques, and Talera, to release some of that. so that I could just be, feel blessed to be. Because when you look in the world, there are people that are in wars right now. There are people, like, there's so many things happening. I'm not even going to go down that list. So there are so many things that we can be thankful for, right? And sometimes we just don't take that time, from life's big moments to the smallest joys. So we all know by now that we all have challenges. There's no la land. However, the way we perceive and deal with life and the triggers that bring us into the chaotic world make a huge, huge difference. And I know many, many people that just love to have a gratitude journal. And if you say hi to them and say, how's it going? Some people will actually start with, oh, I'm so grateful, Christine, that I get this time with you today. Isn't that beautiful? Instead of, oh, well, so and so did this and so did that, and my kid did this. And so it's a huge different energy, isn't it? One feels good, it's uplifting, you're like excited, something awesome is going to happen, and the other one is just draining you. And that's the difference between things that drain us and things that uplift us or support us. Or if you're just walking down the street, somebody smiles. Go to a cashier and she's like, 275. You're like, okay. But what if, oh, hello, how are you today? This is 275. There's a huge difference, isn't there? One, you're excited, you're happy, and the other one is like, ooh. So, and that's okay. But we all have a choice. And what if to that grumpy cashier, you show up with a smile and you say, thank you. I hope your day improves from this moment forward. Wouldn't that be kind of cool for that person? We never know the power of our smile and the power of our words. And if you say, thank you for serving me, you don't need to say, thank you for serving me with an ugly face, right? But thank you for serving me. I appreciate it. It's honest, right? They served you. And you're not putting them down. And that's the thing. And it's the same thing with our kids. You know, if they go get you a glass of water and they spill half of it on the way, are you complaining because they spilled water? Are you saying, thank you for getting me some water? Can you find a rag and just wipe up the floor, please, so it doesn't leave any marks? Right? Or here's a rag for you, or the mop's over there. Totally different way of, oh no, you spilled some water. Like, how dare you spill water? And their intention was really good. But us as parents in our stressed out minds, we may, in that moment, see it very differently. When you spill something, do you get angry at yourself? What are you teaching your children? That when they do something wrong, when they make a mistake, they need to, when they make a mistake, they need to criticize themselves, put themselves down. No. If you want to teach your children and your spouse that it's okay to make mistakes, you need to be okay with making those mistakes first and foremost, don't you? Yes. So, discovering how appreciating life's blessings can create a ripple effect of love. We've seen it. Christian yesterday was sharing what an amazing transformation is happening in that family. He is dedicated to implementing the Snap Tap Zap. And it's that simple for him and his family. Well, that's simple. I am super grateful that I was guided to create the technique, and that I met him, and that I offered it to him, and he chose to take that route. So kudos to him, kudos to his whole family who are changing their lives. And when you see him do the snap, tap, zap, he's really breathing and he's really feeling that, isn't he? He's not just like, okay, I'm doing the snap, tap, zap, and I'm zapping that out. There's a whole difference of soaking in that breath. So when you soak in your gratitude, I think he heard me talking about him. Here he comes. Hello, Chris.
Oh,
I was just talking about you, how when you do the snap, tap, zap, you're not just like, okay, let's just snap, tap, zap, and zoop, and I'm done. You're really
no.
soaking that in. You're
Yes.
really taking that moment for you.
Yes. Yes.
And we've
Yes.
never
Yes.
talked about this so far in these episodes, but that makes a huge difference in the implementation of the ABCs of the snap tap
Yeah.
zap.
Yeah. 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 I think I've gotten so good at practicing it through the day, practicing it
Mhm,
when it's easy at the beginning, and then when it's been challenging and it's continued to be.
mhm,
But what really has helped me is the ability to stop and understand I'm in complete control
mhm.
uh, of the very moment. And I guess, and that alone is just
Can I just say you're in the control to choose what you feel is best for you at that moment? And you understand that choosing to do the ABCs of Snap Tap Zap creates such a shift
it
for
does.
you. And because you can calm that survival mode down by doing the Snap Tap Zap, you're empowered to feel the self-love, to feel your inner wisdom, and to let that part speak through instead of the survival, the fear that X, Y, and Z will happen.
One That's funny because I was just thinking that I was putting on my earbuds and getting changing for the or not changing, preparing, and so I started thinking about the overwhelming and the self, like you said, the pause,
Mhm,
and so I'm going, okay, these things can be easier for us if we practice, and that's, I guess, it just goes back down to, you would think breathing and stopping, it's like I've been doing it. Wait, of course I breathe. That's oxygen and carbon dioxide and performance. And I'm a runner and I'm a this. And there you go. You've just allowed your brain to take you on a. But this is a me, and and that is part of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I
mhm,
go back to, and as you mentioned, is I say, wait. This is not about me, I guess. It's for me. And
mhm,
so, yes, yes, I can. Yes, I'm a runner. Yes, I'm a boss. Yes, I'm a creative. Yes, I'm a counselor. Yes, I'm a parent. Yes, get it. But right now, and I remind you, is when I start and it just, I hum, if you would, or I speak out, and just it's about me. See, and even then, it's a shift that I didn't even know, but it's me. It's not about I can contribute. It's just me time, and just slowing down and taking time for me because I am worth it. And there you go again. I don't need to justify anymore. But these are the, and I'm going real time in regards to some of the triggers or some of the other thinking or some of the indoctrination or upbringing or raising or whatever it is that you want to or you want to align yourself with that makes sense. And I want to say this, as we've talked about languages, as we talked about ABCs, as we talked about choices,
Mhm.
we get to pick up or
Yes.
learn certain words and we say, I don't like that word.
Yeah.
I choose not to use that word. And simply, and it does go, and because I started feeling it right now, it's because simply when I was a child,
Mhm.
as a person, as a human being, I want to be accepted for who I am, but I also don't want to wiggle into somebody else's what they think of me. And that's okay because I'm doing this for me to
Mm.
align me with me
Yeah.
for me.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
couldn't understand self love. And I'm going to pause there.
I could not understand self-love either. I had no idea what that meant. People
Oh,
would say,
no.
"Christine, what does your heart want?" I don't know. I'm just supposed to do what I'm told to do. What do you want me to do? I'll just do it.
I
Right?
want to be I want to be, and that's what we talked about, and that's what I kind of want to
Mhm.
loop it in because you say, well, I want to be a better, I want to be a better dad, I want to be a better husband, I want to be a better partner, and I knew that, but
Yes.
I've had a challenge into accepting and understanding, and as we speak, and I'm not definitely not bored nor anything else, but right now I just felt that it, that that breath, that yawn, and then it's just different feelings. And yes, because I am more aware of me, more
Yeah.
connected to me,
Mhm.
I'm able to now slow things down and go at my pace that I'm comfortable at and I'm more secure in. So I go back to the, and I guess it's a lot of connecting the dots. But again, this is the beauty of Snap Tap Zap. This is the beauty of getting yourself around, surrounding yourself of people that are like-minded, that are supportive. But
Mhm.
you are going to
Yes.
do that. You are going to build that for yourself, and you'll start seeing
Mhm.
if you build it, they will come. This program and what we're doing here with Christine,
Mm.
we said, hey, let's just have at 15 minutes and see where we go. And because I believe that I, as a man, I need to better communicate with my fellow men. And I understand that you've equipped me, Christine, and your program and the different systems that you have in place can help folks again that are needing that adjustment or that enlightenment or that liberation or whatever it is.
Yeah. And I have so many questions that popped up while you were talking. So I'm going to start with the first one that I wanted to say cuz yesterday you were sharing how your son spilled some water trying to give water
Mm,
to the dog. You raised your voice at the dog. Your wife popped in and said, "Hey, he's daddy's just angry is just raising the voice at the dog. He's not raising the voice at you." And then your child was able to bring some water, oh, slip, but not spill the water and get it to the dish.
yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was beautiful. My question is today, is at the end of the day or later on, did you check back in with your son to see if there were any residual emotions of,
I,
yeah, go for it?
okay, I have to tell you, and I didn't tell you yesterday because it was so my brain was hijacked. Okay,
Yes.
and the loudness because I was upset The dogs weren't listening because we have two little dogs.
Yep.
My son was trying to navigate. So
Yes.
my frustration at the dogs hijacked my brain, and that's what didn't allow me to separate what I was with my child. Because my wife now is starting to see a change and a let's breathe, tap and breathe. When I was being loud and
Mhm.
she saw my son kind of crumbling, breaking
Yeah.
down and
Yeah.
crying because it is upsetting because he
Yes.
was trying to give him water and they spilled it. And
And
she
for
said,
yes,
"Oh,
go ahead, but just I just wanna make a little clarification for those listening, and the reason why your son was breaking down is he's got these little T traumas from
yes, yes,
before you
yes,
would raise your voice,
yes,
so
yes,
so it would affect him because he's
yes,
sensitive to that.
yes, yes,
And you are really trying to respect him in that
yes,
process and love
yes,
yourself enough to
yes,
self-regulate. But as you
yes.
mentioned, things happen and they hijack us and the trigger,
Boom,
the amygdala went
boom. Yep,
back to
boom.
the old way. So
Yep,
I was
yep.
commenting on how awesome it is to be a team with your spouse,
Yes.
to be able to say, "Hey, okay." And
She
then
just yelled. Well, she didn't yell. She says, tap and breathe. Remember, tap and breathe. Because
oh,
I was
beautiful.
already starting to break and be frustrated. So just, and so then after being loud,
Yeah,
I then said, okay, I heard her say he's not yelling he's not being loud towards you,
yeah.
he's not raising your voice, he's not talking to you, he's talking
Mhm,
to the dogs. But again,
mhm.
because my amygdala had already been hijacked, so
Yes.
I said that's right. And so I said, and remember, just rubbing your eyes and thing that doesn't help because that makes him cry more.
Mhm.
We've noticed that because we've calmed things down. So we said, remember, now if you're doing the eyes, then
Just
we can
just
do
to
the
pause
tap.
here, because you've slowed down, you're able to notice, observe, be present, be conscious of the ripple effect of whatever it is that you give out.
Yes, yes.
Okay, excellent. So continue. That's
So then
beautiful.
she says, "Y- tap and breathe." She says, tap and breathe. And I said, and so and then again, so it really cemented that for me to
Mhm.
also tap and breathe, and for me to then explain, yes, I was not. I apologize that I was
Mhm.
loud, that I raised my voice. It
Mhm.
was not at you, it was at the dogs, but still, I don't need to do that, even if it is at the dogs,
Yeah.
because that's not what the atmosphere that I want to put out, regardless.
Okay, pause here. It's not the atmosphere I want to give out. Beautiful. And to
Yes.
be able to express that to a child, even if they're 6 years old, it is so, so, so important for them to hear you say it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Keep going. I love
Hmm.
it.
And so that's why when you said yesterday, I don't think before he would have been able to, and I say absolutely not. I know he wouldn't have because he started having another. Well, anyways, we'll stick to this one. But
Yes,
he was
please.
able to calm himself down, and he
Mhm,
was able to go get the rest of the water or refill the water cup and try again, and then
mhm.
again come towards as I finished the mopping. He was able to walk away with my partner being my partner and supporting what I'm doing. You
Yes,
get the water while daddy's doing the mopping, so
yes,
then you can go and fill up the cups. So that's when the second roundabout and where he kind of went and slid and
yeah.
balanced and so proud of himself that he didn't drip anything. Now, I didn't say yesterday, but he did drip a little bit. But there was, as they now said, don't cry over spilled milk. Boy,
Mhm.
I didn't really catch the what I used to think of cliche. And again, this is why I say until he spilled that little drop after he slid in the cup, and he balanced, but the whole thing was full balanced.
Yes.
Why would I even mention it? Why would I bring in any type of
Yes.
anything negative or
Yeah.
anything objection
Exactly.
or anything
Exactly.
otherwise than just a praising? Because I understood that if every time they do something good, if there's a little thing and I go to that one thing,
Yeah.
the perception may be, no matter how good what I do, what I say, what I'm doing, it may not be enough.
Mm,
And that mirror
yes.
was held up to me.
Yes. And that feeling of I'm not good enough, I need to be perfect. Otherwise, it's not good enough. How
And
many
that's
of us are stuck with that in our brains and hijacked by that? I'm not good enough because it wasn't perfect. People get stuck in procrastination as they get older and older. They don't even dare. They lose their self confidence, self esteem. They procrastinate. And what they're not aware of is that fear from stuck in from their youth, stuck in their brain. And you know, when you say, what was that milk saying you said, don't spill the milk?
don't cry over spilled milk.
What if that comment is for parents? Don't cry. You, as a
Over,
parent,
yeah,
don't cry
yeah.
over the spilled milk.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
we're
yes.
saying it to the kids, but we're the ones that need to hear
Perception.
that.
Yes.
We're the
No,
ones
no,
that
no,
need
no,
to
no, 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 no. See, that's what we've been too
oh,
busy doing, listening. Listen to defend. No, no, listen. So I listen to.
understand.
I no longer listen to defend, and I no longer speak to offend. Now you say, well, that wasn't my train of thought before. It wasn't mine either. But my brain has certain things where I want to be constructive to folks. I want to help. I want to build. That's who I am. That's what I get paid for. That's what I accolades and blah blah blah. But the human needs something different at every single moment. And you that are watching, when you're upset at certain things, maybe a show, maybe a game, maybe a partner, maybe your boss, you need understanding, you need compassion, you need a, or maybe just a listen. These are the wonderful, beautiful juggling that now it's no longer a juggle contest. Okay.
Yeah.
They are in motion, and I set when they go out to play. I set when they go in motion. I pause and stop because I have the ability to now self regulate, and it's no longer a juggling contest or a juggling show.
And you know, there's this author that I'm reading. I can't remember her name, and it's okay. However, she says love, which is exactly what we've been doing in this show. Love is an inner personal experience of total well being. She continues to say, love is being still to all that is going on inside of you and acknowledge and accept what you are feeling. And snap, tap, zap gives us that ability to be still enough to notice what's going on inside of us, to acknowledge it. I see you. I hear you, Christine, saying this. I feel the body. Like if you have your belly going in knots, you know, if you next time your child says, I feel sick to my tummy, have them put a hand over their tummy, Take a deep breath as they're tapping and ask them, does your tummy still feel, you know, yucky? If they say no, it means that it is not their own energy. They're feeling other things around them. Isn't that interesting? It's, yeah.
And we're going
Oh,
to leave
time's
it.
up.
That's exactly what I was saying. We're going to end it with this.
Yeah.
You talk about in most cultures, you tap the baby, you pat the baby, right?
Yes.
Have them calm them down.
Hmm.
Understand there was a wisdom in somebody in regards to,
Yes.
well, pick up the baby and hold him close to mom, right? Or of course nurture. Now we said, listen to what I just
Hmm.
said, and we're going to end it with that. I said, of course the nurturer,
Hmm.
because that's what my old brain used to think, and
Hmm.
that's what I was taught.
Hmm.
Now, and I was lucky, so fortunate to
Hmm.
have a great partner, but I was also fortunate to be able to hold and be near my little ones when they needed comfort and
Hmm.
pat them and also nurture them. Not as nurturing as I am now. So I've allowed myself to forgive myself about that then,
Yes.
but I
Yes.
can now. So I just say back to the nurturing, just to the pat. If we understand that babies pat,
Hmm.
get patted, and they come down, and it calms you down, understand there's got to be a little bit of a link. And I'm going to leave you guys with Christine for the ending. Thank you so much. Take the time.
Thank you, Christian. And that's the thing. When you're tapping on the child's spine, you are self regulating them. I had a dad ask me why, when he'd go to his daughter and the child was really, mom and child were having a hard time. Well, mom was at ends with, right? She was overwhelmed. She was exhausted. She hadn't been sleeping. So she was the opposite of calm, centered, and grounded. Grandpa arrives, takes the grandchild, pats them on the back, so he's self regulating them nice and gently on the spine. You self regulate the child, and they can feel your calmness and they can calm down. So that's why self regulating is so important, all ages of development. On that note, if you're a dad or even a grandpa or a family member that wants to create a ripple effect of love, it is time for you to join the ripple effect of love for dads and families, a private group to support you and support each other. You will develop many different skills, and it is so worth it. So, without further ado, I'm excited to continue tomorrow. And remember, what are you thankful for? Write in the chat, what's one small blessing that made you smile today? Maybe it's something I said or Christian said. Maybe it's something that one of your loved ones said today. It's okay. Take a nice deep breath in, let the rest go, and enjoy